Howdy, chat. Oh, welcome back. Today is. It's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. That's what the day is. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. Okay. I haven't touched the character sheets plugin in a hot minute. Hey, Issa. So that's what I want to focus on because I was actually doing some stuff and I want to go over the checklist of what we're trying to do next. Let me move that to the correct part. That's the wrong area. Hold on. There we are. All right. All right. Don't need this pulled up anymore. But anyway, we have a pull request for version 1.1, and I'm thinking this is going to be the focus. There's really nothing on the list, but there is a key thing that was bugging me last time I was working on this, and that is making new tabs appear when a sheet is created. Storing sheets in the default folder, which is the other one, that's already done. That's done. It's not fully pushed to the branch, the remote branch, but it needs to be put on there. Anywho, so we need to figure this out. Read me details on what it's been tested on, what features are coming soon, how to report bugs and stuff like that. Do I have the new issues stuff? I thought I had the new issues. Force pushing and deletion requires status checks before merging. Gonna be honest with you guys, I've never actually run a repository that people like might consistently contribute to, so now it's actually giving me rule sets. Can view the repository. Officials don't. Force pushing and deletion. That's I'm confused because it's talking about me adding this, and yet I'm the only one on the repository. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Your master branch is protected. Just see. Shows on all your repos. Yeah, this is actually the first repo it's done this on. What are you gonna prompt me to do? Protect your rule sets. Which rules should be applied? Allow only users with bypass permission to create matches. Yeah, I mean, block force push. Require pull request for merging. Require review from code owners. Okay, sure, we'll just set one. Okay. That should be fine. Yep, okay. Let me real quick. I'm too lazy, so I'll just use my password. Rule set cannot be entered. Okay, let's go back to it. So First things first is, well, for the readme, I want to just see, because this is easy stuff to get out of the way. No preview. First time this cache has ever been useful. Holy crap, 1500, that's crazy. What cache is it for? Have to read me details. That's better. Decompiling Minecraft, dang. What features are coming soon? How to report bugs? I suggest new features. Bug reports. I thought I had an issue on that already. Yep. I've got release.yml. I don't know if there's any initialization or if I just need... token message. Oh, we don't need this stuff right then. Okay, so I guess we can just add those ourselves once I'm finished with this commit. Actually, I think this does everything we need. Let me real quick. Actually, quick. There we are. Then if I Obsidian, not done writing there. I need to go to my testing ground, which I do need to update the theme for because I can't stand looking at this sometimes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it just opens a new tab. Okay, fine. No, not PowerShell. It's Git Bash. What am I doing? You. Okay, so we got the default folder part done. Let's split that up. Default. Add default folder system. Push the origin. Perfect. Now we can check this off the list. Bam. That was nice. That took literally no thought, but that was nice. Okay, manifest.json on this branch. Just be 0. Okay. Okay, now what we need to do is check out Obsidian docs, because we're just gonna pull this up for later in a minute. But the next thing, do we want to do issue templates next? I'll make my Twitch chat a bit bigger. Do I want to do issue templates, or do I want to, yeah, might as well do issue templates. Not related to this. Rules action. Features. I suppose I could do a wiki. I'll get rid of that for now. Could do that too. Start with discussions. Set templates. Okay. Bug report. It's not exactly supported on smartphones, so we'll just. Don't need anything super special here. Try to phrase it more like questions. Let me use an emoji actually. Bug. Placeholder title. Feature request. Preview and edit. Okay. Yeah, we do a light bulb here. There we go. Just grab the solution you'd like. See. Let me see. Order that a little bit differently. Do I want... Small enough plugin? I don't think so. I suppose. Should be good. Okay. Alright, that should be proposed changes. Commit directly to the master brand. How about neither? I suppose this is not. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah. I'm just saying this can't be committed directly to master. Add issue templates. Let's just edit this. Does that mean when I go to make a new issue? Yes. Perfect. Okay, that's done. Now we need. Actually, let me see real quick. Let's see. Is there any workflow they wanted for this? Okay. Well, I can add that. We can add that later. Yeah. All right. Bam. Okay. I don't need you, but. There is no we, there is only I. Unless I'm Venom. I do need to watch Venom, that's a good movie. I saw it briefly one time when I was like getting a haircut and they had like TVs on. But I do need to actually watch that movie all the way through, just because it looks interesting. I hear weird things about it because it's like a horror Marvel movie, but like... I'm willing to see it, so... Appreciate you taking the time with. Thank you for the follow, Sandrava. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Honestly, with that username, I can't tell if that's a bot or not. No offense to you, Sandrava, but it's a pretty body-looking username. Maybe they're an imposter. Like a bot imposter. They come into chat and everyone assumes they're a bot. Who knows? Okay. Not in chat? Oh, they're not. What do you know? I think that answers our question. Wow. Cool enough to follow, but not enough to actually talk to us. That's pretty sad. Don't need that up. I don't know if I need this up either. I'm already kind of done with the pen pot page. I'm so hooked on pen pot though. Like, I feel like I can use it far more efficiently than I can Figma. I do really wish they had an official desktop app, but there is a community maintained one that I could try out. So I probably am going to do that. I was thinking I could, like, for just a pet project, make like a Atari-based app for PenPot, just because it's open source and it wouldn't be too hard. With the exception being the fact that their backend is written in Clojure, and if I have to write any Clojure code, I might have a seizure. I cannot. That is one language that I am totally fine with remaining a mystery to me. I cannot and almost refuse to understand how Clojure works. Even Haskell, I'd be more willing to learn. Or OCaml. OCaml, I'd actually be curious about. Haskell, I'd try if I was prompted to or had a reason to, but not Clojure. I could not do that. What features are coming soon? What systems has this been tested on? I suppose it's been tested on Linux. Oh yeah, I did test it on Linux. Testing platforms. We'll phrase it like that. It probably would work on Mac. I have no reason to think it wouldn't work on Mac unless there's something random with Mac that I am ignoring. So. So I suppose we could do 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oops, that's the wrong bit. There we go. Okay. That's all there is to it. Alright, now we can do the thing I've been putting off, which is the beloved, absolutely beloved, new tab opening. I'm gonna open this back up. So, I need to see, because technically, I'm like halfway to finishing this, with the exception being the fact that... What? Find it faster? It's not what I want. Okay, yeah, that's still active. The exception to this being the fact... Okay, let me reload it. Okay, so whenever I make a new character sheet, what I want it to do is open a new tab with that, but instead it opens the tab like separately. So I need to learn. I need to look into the leaf documentation. Get leaf split. New leaf workspace leaf. Open leaf. Or get leaf. If new leaf is false or not set. If there's no leaf available. If new leaf is tab or true, then new leaf will be root split and returned. Adjacent to the currently active leaf. Okay, well we want tab then. I don't know how to set it up as split. Okay, so that should be new leaf, pane type. Oh, that's all it is. Okay, so that, let's see what that does. Interesting. Okay. The root split returned. If there's an active leaf, like this is not an active leaf, but if we have an active leaf, it'll open a new tab and create one, but it will not open it. Which is kind of half what we want. I wonder if there's anything else we can do. New tab, Obsidian. Not what I want. Oh. Mm-hmm. Away. Okie dokie. Plugins by category, no. Guides. Oh, this is cool. TTRPG theme designers for Vim users, for plugin developers. For creative writing. Well, this actually might be a good article to read. Actually, do I know this person, PD Workman? Interesting. I think I know that name of the author. Interesting. Which scenes particular characters were in? Oh, that's cool. I should learn to use more powerful stuff like this when I'm writing out big stories. Organizing the novel, I have it on Reedsy, but I should probably use this to organize more. Probably make more like maybe another Obsidian vault if I needed to. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. We need might want to consider this. So with me and Obsidian plugins, I have a thing for Obsidian, Perny. I have a serious thing for Obsidian. Like, this is my go-to knowledge app right now, and any plugins I can make to make my experience faster would be great. Like, I'm thinking about making just a general tweaks plugin to anything and be able to expand it with anything I find that like would make it easier, like random shortcuts and stuff that I can't find elsewhere, or maybe just to put in one plugin to minimize stuff. But anyway, I'm hooked. I really like it. I should definitely look into the hot reload plugin, because this would help a lot. Because I'm lazy and don't have to go toggle on and off the plugin. Not been tested on mobile. I'm fine with that. Actually, I could just like install it. There's no setup or anything. Should probably just do that. Check for updates? No. Sure. That shit tries to do that too, but it seems like Obsidian allows that for nerds too. Yeah, see, Notion has a similar Notion I had a similar dynamic for until I felt like Notion was restricting me too much. Like, I never felt like I could just spew out text on Notion. I felt like everything had to be organized intentionally. With Obsidian, it's an organized chaos. So, like, it's okay to just spew out text, but you can feel like it's going in an organized manner. Like, I don't really know how to explain it outside of that. It just does a good job of that. That's not... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Is this... No... You feel like you need to spew out code to optimize... Hey, in my defense, I had ideas for what I wanted to do with Notion, but you had to basically hack your way through Notion, and every expansion I found to actually, like, do that just did not work. So also Obsidian is open source, free, and like, well, not open source. It has open source parts to it, but it's free, and the company is a lot cooler. Notion started adding AI tools, and I'm not a fan of that. Somehow I don't want all my writings to be used in their AI training. Yeah, not a fan of Notion anymore. I still use it for some things. Like, if you need formulas, like if you want to build, like, I have an expense tracker on Notion, okay? If you need like formulas or like just like just a way to like build a Notion page that like kind of has automatic workflows where you can like add an expense, it automatically sorts it into certain sections and does the math of how much you've spent in a month, stuff like that. Notion is phenomenal. You can do stuff like that in Obsidian, but with Notion, it's just flawless. That's like the one good thing I find it useful for. Have you checked out actual No, wait a minute. Is that actually the name of something? Or it actually is the name of something? I feel like an idiot all of a sudden. I think Perny might have given me the one last thing I needed to ditch Notion entirely. Oh, that's wicked. It's on GitHub. It's on GitHub. It's written in TypeScript. It's written in TypeScript. Wait a minute. You can self-host it on a Docker image. You can also make local only apps. I could do that. Only $1.40 a month. I'd rather host it on my Raspberry Pi. I could totally just host this on my Raspberry Pi. Oh, this would be so nice, actually. Oh, I'm totally gonna save this. That's so cool, actually. Fully featured API. Transfers. Syncing across devices. Built-in support for bank syncing. Simple Fin? I don't think I've looked at Simple Fin either. Thank you. Yeah, this is... Makes read-only financial interchange. It's like RSS for financial information. That is also getting saved. I'm going to save both of those over there. This too. Yeah, I might need to look into that too, because that would be a lot nicer rather than me having to manually add stuff to the expense tracker. Wait, is there... Maybe there's a... Really? Oh, that's the... Oh, that's the bank sync. Oh, that's how you did that. That's the API you used for that. Okay. Actual bank transaction. That's so cool, actually. That's so cool, actually. I'm totally gonna self-host that. I guess I could just do it locally. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my Obsidian stuff locally, but at some point, I'm gonna try and set up a NAS so I can sync my Obsidian stuff elsewhere and not have to use OneDrive. So I could do a similar setup with that, but or I could just self-host down a Docker image. I'll see which one. Most likely I'll do the local only and just soup it up on a NAS. That would be cool. But this is nasty. Oh yeah. I want to ditch OneDrive so badly, almost as much as I want to ditch Windows. I'm very close to ditching Windows, or at least dual booting, just so I at least dual booting to see how well my games perform. Because I game so much that I never could fully leave Windows unless I felt like Linux would just work with it, which supposedly it does, and from what I've seen. So, is it real? There's really nothing for this. The only reason I use OneDrive is out of paranoia of a drive crashing. That's the only reason. But I've also nearly maxed it out, and I hate dealing with the notifications from it and stuff. Consider adding the plugin without Brat. that's the top thing. Consider adding this to the actual directive. Okay. If I have to do anything extra on Obsidian for Brat, I'm pretty sure there's something. Yeah, that's what I thought. Beta reviewers auto update tool. Journaling templates, that's actually cool. Do I have to install Brat separately? I don't think so. That's what I thought. No, I'm gonna have to... Well, no, this is my testing ground, so it belongs over here anyway. Brat. Can I just, like... That's what I thought. Add beta plugin. There you are. This version. Plugin has been registered. Perfect. Okay, okay. Now actually back to what I was trying to do. Whoa, you can write Obsidian plugins in Rust? Actually, that doesn't surprise me. What am I saying? I said that out loud, then I'm like, what am I saying? You can write anything in Rust nowadays. Oh, well, that's hilarious. Some guy went out of their way to let you use Rust to write an Obsidian plugin. Why? Because obviously we need next level. We need out-of-the-box calendar view. Ooh, that too. I'm getting so I'm feeling so ADHD right now. Never mind, it's powered by Svelte. I have no reason to be against this. Obsidian calendar plugin. phone cable would be in a spot that actually made sense. Okay. Back to actual on subject. I have to search here too, just because I'm like struggling. Okay. Newly load file. Not what I want. Search. Okay. Open a new window. Oh. Well. P.dot file is a valid Obsidian object. It's just not passing a valid like ST file. Path string. Open the file in the sleeve. No, this is probably I mean, it's a little too hacky, so what we need is... Problem is this should return a T file and all. How that's created, we just need to just I'm not sure. Not sure why is this the way it is? Wait a minute, I was doing that for a reason. What should that be? One second. Alright. Here we are. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I think... What is this? Path equals... T-file. But you're not gonna... T-file, no. Need to coerce it into that. I mean, it could be null. I guess it could be null, but like... Fine. Okay. I know as default. Yeah, because I want it to be locked on that variable. Well, it should be locked on that variable anyway. So. Nope. No, it doesn't even open that. Fools already exist. If the characters equals null. issue with that. Turns null if the folder does not exist. Yeah, so it creates the folder if it does not exist. No. Okay. Why is it coming back as null though? Something like this to it. If the file doesn't exist. Maybe that will help here. Maybe if I, I'm gonna be really, this could be a really crappy idea, but if I pass it as this, then maybe. Turn, folder already exists. Why is it giving me this exception? Error folder. Already exists. Obsidian. Do 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 do. If I pass directly to this. Folder, T folder, or no. No, that's why. Get through this. Let's also do this. Let's see what it's passing. We'll just console out both these things. See if we can solve one. See if we can solve one or the other, because that would help a ton here. We could just know. Or console. Just make it easier. So yeah. Both are printing null. Get folder by path. Folder by path. Let's see if we can get better documentation. Absolute path. Oh, this is useful. If we could find get base path. Full. Adapter. Get abstract file. Check if a file is present. Delete a file. set this. Here is get file by path. Create folder. Let me just find on this documentation something. Get abstract file by path. To check if the return type is file. So what we're gonna do is console.log app.vault abstract file by path. With extension case sensitive. Oh. If we do that. any of the following characters. Well, hang on a minute. Path string. Volt absolute path with extension. Both are null. If we do that, wondering. I want a bed. I'm so tired. Why did I click on the Obsidian Basics link? That's not what I need. Absolute path in Obsidian. What is the absolute path? Oh my gosh, he didn't use the code blocks thing. Maybe let's do that. Absolute base path. Print that out. Config directory. Root folder of the current vault. root. What do you mean? Okay, fine. Adapter works directly. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, if possible. Ah, there we go. Okay, fine. Is there... root? Should the root folder be returned? We can improvise with this probably. Path slash parent T. If we made a folder in this test, let's do parent T delete false. Path to root is slash. Yeah, okay. Clear that. And theoretically, this should all be working. According to that, at least. That is the difficult part. Knowing get file by path. The given path. Get file by path returns null. Normalize path. What does that do? Normalize. Remove it. So that theoretically should fix it. Again, theoretically. Ew. I think we got it. I think we got it. We gotta get rid of all this crap now. File path. Okay, that's correct. That first thing is rejecting it though. Get folder by path characters. What if I just need less slashes here? That's all I need, maybe. That's totally it. It's just the slashes. I'm literally using too many slashes. That's all it is. Okay. Bam. We're good. It was all the slashes. All of those forward slashes were the problem. We only use them when we're referring to a file within a folder. I was literally just overcomplicating it. Okay. Alright. Good to know. So anyway, we can clean this up. I mean, it seems to be good. Opens a new, opens a new, opens a new. Easy peasy. Nothing else to it? Alright, perfect. That took way too long, but I'm so happy that we got that. That's great. Okay. Alright. Pushing to origin. That was an amalgamation that we just witnessed. Anyway. Tag minus A, 1, minus M, 1, tag. Okay. Did that actually perform a release? Or does that only work on the master branch? That's what I thought. It's only performing the master branch. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, it's a draft. Okay. Okay, this is done. Merge. That should be everything. Merge Joker. Ah. Wish I would like let me tab complete that. So that's really all it is. Bam. Yeah, shoot. Did that mess it up? So the versions. No, wait, it isn't there. Does that mean that this was in there? No, it won't let me. Shoot. Don't delete that just yet. Okay. Let's do that 1.1.1. And then what we do is, because I messed that up again. Is get tag times D tag. Remove the tag from the remote. Tag from the remote. Origin, delete one. Then we oops. What's this 1.1? That should work. Wait, shoot. No, because this wasn't committed. Okay, I'm an idiot. Just delete that release. Just delete that release. Shoot. Okay. Okay. If I like get this down once, that would be great. Okay, config. Make sure that's correct. What? I'm so confused. What is it missing? Current. Set current. Bam. Alright. I had to remerge all that. Oh, it's annoying. Okay, 2 tags. Now everything is in order. Shrink this down a bit. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, we're good now. Now this release will be ready. There we go. Alright, change log. Take this. Vaguely call it 0.0. There we go. There we go. That should be perfect. Perfect. Alright, I am happy with that. Alright. Okay, that should be good for 1.1 release. I guess next I could start writing down what I want to see coming for the next thing. I suppose I could have... There's one thing I could have done better, and that was like actually specify what's coming next, but I'm like, I'll think on that stuff more. So, yeah. This should be all good. But anyway, let me think. I could see. I always forget. Can I make like a draft pull request? I guess not. I am not really. Yeah, because the thing is, the main thing I want to expand on mostly lies in it mostly lies in the Hey, I already reloaded. That's cool. The main things I want to expand on mostly rely on like other character sheet ideas, which I have a general one and a D&D one. That's about it. I don't see it being anyone else. Why is this 0BSD license? Did I make it 0BSD? I thought this was an MIT license. I thought this was licensed under MIT. Maybe I'm wrong. Nah, it's fine. Keeps acting like there's only 2 releases. Does not seem to like that. Yeah. I think... Yeah. The only other thing we could transition to is my website, which I will say is in it's on Cloudflare Workers now. I did finally decide to use Cloudflare Workers instead of GitHub Pages, just because I felt like I didn't like the system of GitHub Pages. I wanted a bit of an improvement. I felt like Cloudflare Workers is better. The only thing that's missing is the contact page. Projects need to be filled out. And I might publish an extra blog post before I make the official release of this. It'll be on the new domain too, but the only other thing I want to do is self-hosting it, but I'll look into that later. Right now, I just think Cloudflare Workers is the best option, but yeah. I'll worry about this in a bit after pushing that release. My soda's all gone. This is very unfortunate. I think I'm going to call it there. We have... we just do Chris Griffing, probably, for a raid. But yeah, I think we're going to go raid Chris Griffing. That's probably a good move. And then we can... I mean, I guess I could do more here, but I'm like... This is pretty much good to go. Yeah. Let me see. Because we'll just say, I mean, what could we add here? The thing is that with this plugin, I'm not really sure what else to add. I did have a passing thought about, like, making this a general purpose writing plugin. Like, that was an option. That was something I thought about. Stop. Don't do that to me. Fix. Okay, for goodness sake. Hold on. Just want to write up my thoughts. What the heck? This essential general rating plugin. That was one option. I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure if that would be something people would want to do or get into, because I want any plugins I make to be a bit more modular, with the exception of maybe a tweaks plugin. So in terms of this plugin, I'm thinking we'll stick to just character sheets unless I get other ideas for things to expand on to help make writing more efficient. In terms of the character sheets themselves, I have no reason to expand on them currently, unless I want to make like a fancier UI, like rather than just generate a text file, it could be like an interactive, like component based, like you add a new variant of like you add a new section to the character sheet and fill out the value there, but that feels a bit overkill. The only other thing I could do is yeah, actually that's all I could think of off the top of my head. So yeah, I think character sheets is going to be left alone for a little while unless I get more suggestions or random ideas, because right now it's at a point where like I'm happy with how it is. I can't think of any major improvements I want to make. Other than maybe switching around how some of the character sheets look, specifically the standard sheet, because it's got a ton in there. But the only other point is for another plugin is what do I want for another, is what could I think of another plugin? Stop doing that to me. Stop what I meant to do. Just to appease it. Seriously. Okay. Just because the squiggly line thing kept bothering me, so I just kind of I don't know, man. I could have just left it alone, but it was bugging me too much. For another plugin, it might be nice if it was possible to like auto replace whenever you're in edit mode, like auto replace anything in between two colons. with text that looks like, with text that becomes an emoji. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I already have an emoji plugin that kind of does that, so it's not a huge thing for me, but you know what I would like though, actually, is Stimurite type stuff. Like let's watch this. I show you guys Stimurite real quick. I don't really need this open anymore. Stimurite. Like this. So this is Stimurite. Typing sounds off just for now. So whenever you write, it has emojis pop up. I'm just randomly spamming characters just to like see it happen in action. But you can see the hearts pop up for one thing. So the main thing that would be cool with this is if we had those emoji frequency lots, just to really show. So there's just a lot of these that can pop up. If we had like floating emojis that just kind of popped up and stuff like that, or we could have like a writing background like this, typing sounds not, just basically recreating Stimurite in Obsidian would be really cool, because then you get everything with Obsidian in a central app. So a Stimurite plugin I think would be cool, and that's probably the next big thing I want to do. So Stimurite for Obsidian, or Neurowrite to avoid copyright infringement. Stimusidian. No, that sounds weird. Neurowrite. Neurotyper. That could be interesting, actually. Let me see. Could see. Just to see if anyone's done that. Hey, no, not capabilities. Suppose we could also call it just like, I want a good name for this chat. Homepage, advanced slides. Advanced slides is cool. Highlighter. Neurowrite would be funny. Neurobsidian. Am I pronouncing it? Am I spelling it? Conversion. Yeah, I'm spelling it correctly. It just looks weird. Probably because it's a weird word. Neurobsidian. Neurobsidian sounds easier. Neurobsidian. Neurobsidian. It sounds too weird. I don't know if it's. I kind of feel like that sounds too weird. Neurobsidian. Stimubsidian. Neuro Obsidian, the dynamic of names on Obsidian feels like it wouldn't be doing me any favors by trying to make it like Neuro Obsidian, so like Neuro Obsidian. It'd be funny if it's in, like that's more of like a meme name. Neuro Obsidian is probably the better plugin here name here. Yeah, so that is probably the next project I want to do is recreating Stimurite in Obsidian. The only other thing that might be cool is, what was I gonna say? I'm trying to think. Neuro Obsidian would branch a lot. I'm basically trying to make just a writing, like a something that lets me like raise tweaks, like heading stop. Goodness gracious. Put that. I'll put this in my actual Obsidian vault when I'm done with it, but grace tweaks, like, what's it called? You're right, type stuff. Little tweaks and such that make my life easier. Stuff like that. There we go. But stuff like that. I'm not really sure what I'd put in Grace Tweaks right now, but at least Neuro Obsidian could be like cool. Because it'll just add stuff that'll help me basically. Because I could absolutely like have a space background, animated space background, or just general animated backgrounds, and also emojis popping up, typing sounds, typing sounds. It would be cool if I could do a full screen mode too, but yeah. So, yeah, I think that is probably theme. Yeah, stuff like the galaxy spiral or the portal or the waterfall, stuff like that. That's cool. Back to here. Yeah, soundscape stuff, that would be cool if we could have soundscape play. That'd be another thing to look into if we could like yeah, like how audio loading would be on an Electron app. I think that would be good. Okay. Yeah, I think is word count. There's already word count apps and stuff we could probably have. So we could set a writing goal, I suppose. But I don't know if that's needed. I mean, I don't really use the writing goal thing. I don't really use the writing goal thing. I will admit that is really cool though. All the sudden emojis that pop up. But preferably we just have them like on the side or something to help with that as I type out. So anyway, yeah, that is going to be, I think, the next thing on our list for Obsidian plugins. I might start that. I'll probably start that tomorrow, unless tomorrow I just finish up website stuff, or just general web design ideas. I was thinking, yeah, I may work out some stuff on my website, because I was thinking about a documentation part of my website, but I don't know if there's anything that's really needed docs-wise on my website, because the only plugin that I have is very self-explanatory. Neuro Obsidian even would be pretty self-explanatory. I mean, unless I make it a lot more customizable, which I totally could and probably should. And stuff like that. I could also make it where, like, there's definitely one thing. Too. Expansions for character sheets. Stuff like this would be good. That's like, we'll consolidate this Obsidian plugin layouts. we have more like character sheets like this. Add asterisks if it's not worked on yet. Add customizable default sheets and allow modification. Well, I could just do custom default sheets. Maybe allow modding standard sheet too. Maybe that. We might allow modding the standard sheet, but if I allow them to just add their own default sheets, then that probably should cover the base enough, and modding the standard sheet would be a whole other thing. So I might just do add your standard sheets, and that should be totally fine. But yeah, I think Neuro Obsidian is tomorrow. I'll either be starting Neuro Obsidian or working on some stuff on my website, like documentation or maybe some unique pages for like, I don't know. There's a few things I want to do. Like if I start a game project, I want a page on Obsidian that looks unique to that thing, like the font changes based on that. That'd be really cool. I want to do that. And stuff like that, but that is more further down the line stuff, you know? So, I think our best bet for now is just focusing on Neuro Obsidian and finishing up the website. Because I think that finishing that part up, because there are custom pages I want to do more on my website, so I could even like, but yeah, I could do something different for the blog, but like no, it's just a general blog, not much else needed there. The only other thought I did have is doing like an Astro theme for publishing a book, kind of, or publishing a writing or something like that. I do want to do that, so I think that's also going to be on the list for things to do. This is going to go on the general project list, so I'll just take this off stream and put that elsewhere. But anyway, just to finish up the stream, because a lot of this is going to have to be behind the scenes stuff, let's go find someone to raid. It's been great talking here. It's been great rambling and just talking stuff out. So, yeah, anyway. Uwo's Lab. Did he just start? He literally just started 13 minutes ago. I'm so glad I was yapping. Uwo's Lab. Okay. He's on a commercial break. So until then, you get some really nice music, and then we're going to raid Uwo's Lab. I raided him last time, but I raided him last time, but I also raided Chris Griffin for so long that I want to raid Uwo's Lab again. I just like Uwo's Lab. I'm in an Uwo's Lab phase, and also he's filling a toy blimp with hydrogen gas and then blowing it up in his basement. So like, come on, guys. Or come on, Issa specifically. I say come on, guys, as if there's multiple people here. No, it's just Issa. It's fine. We love you, Issa. We? Me? Who's we? Me. I'm we. Anyway, okay, he's off commercial break, so we're gonna head over to Uwo's Lab, and we'll just say Greybox. We'll just send wolf emoji. We'll just say woof woof. We'll just say woof woof when we show up. Alright. It's been real. We'll see you over at Uwo's Lab, Issa. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Alright. Bye-bye.